Okay. Let's go to No Mercy then, since we're gonna be talking about that. Do you want to go in order? Or you just want to talk about like the most important thing?
I'll do the most important thing.
It's the Miz,
like,
right?
Yeah, that was insane.
Like that match, the crowd were on their feet
I was
so
on my
many
feet.
times. I was just going like, because everyone like, and Chris like texted me this like the morning off. He's like, "Yo, they spoiled the ending of the match." I was like, "How?" Like, man, TV Guide has a listed Dolph Ziggler's exit from WWE. I'm like, please don't tell me that's like legit. And he showed me a picture. I'm like, fuck. I hope it's a swerve. I hope it's a swerve.
It was the biggest.
So
swerve.
I'm watching the match. I'm like, God, don't lose, and it keeps almost like losing. Did you think when he lost the boot? Did you think of Eddie Guerrero from WrestleMania 20 when he wrestled Kurt Angle and he lost the boot?
Yeah.
Like when I saw that, I was like, because that day was also Eddie Guerrero's birthday.
I did.
So I was going like, man, is that an homage to Eddie Guerrero, or am I just looking too into it?
No, it could have been. Honestly, now that I think about it.
That's like the first thing I thought. Like that's the Eddie Guerrero thing. Like just get the boot off and just like, so like. But no, that match was amazing though. Like
that was a great match.
Love that match.
So like that's what I was saying to like Lorenzo and like Aldis at Nirvana.
Mm-hmm.
SmackDown is just doing all like sure they're like their feuds are going on for a couple months long, but they're relevant feuds. You know, like the Miz is a relevant person no matter what brand he's on.
Yeah.
Because he knows how to get the crowd to hate him, and he has a Maurice is a supermodel.
Yeah.
She's hot, you know, so he gloats about it, and he's still the champion. He's the man. And then you got Dolph Ziggler. I'm better than you. You know, like I can beat you. You just cheat to beat me all the time.
So like they actually build their feuds,
Exactly.
and they build for like the long run too, because that's like the biggest surprise. I'm like, this is most of the card is almost the same card that happened in Backlash. Because like Backlash and No Mercy, like you still had Rhino and Heath Slater versus the Usos. You technically still had Dean Ambrose versus AJ. You just added John Cena into it.
Yeah.
You had Ziggler versus Miz again, and I guess like the only thing different. No, you kind of still had like Alexa versus Becky because those two were in the 6-pack challenge.
So was Naomi, yeah.
Yeah, so like everything was like the same almost, but like it still felt different.
Yeah, minor changes, which work.
Yeah, and like while like Raw, it just feels like I'm watching the same thing over and over again.
Pretty much.
Like
Raw just repeats. How many times is Seth Rollins gonna just be thrown in the main event now because he's the guy?
Like I'm just like you gotta stop with the Steph and Mick thing, because like one thing I love about SmackDown, like Daniel Bryan and Shane, they're authority figures. You don't see them that much.
Exactly.
And when you do, it plays the story. It's not just trying to get Daniel Bryan over or Shane McMahon over. They're like trying to bounce off like Daniel Bryan and AJ, Daniel Bryan and Miz.
Mm-hmm.
Like you can see there's like genuine beef between them, even though there probably isn't, except for probably the Miz one. I bet you like those two.
No, they hate each other.
But like I bet you like the AJ one, there's nothing. I bet you they're friends.
They're not. They actually are like friends out. Like the way I see it is, AJ doesn't hold beef with any wrestler. You know, like every wrestler who's wrestled him and like has feuds with him, they always say like he's phenomenal. Like he's a genuinely nice guy, and he's just good at what he does.
Like right now, best wrestler on the roster right now. And I love Kevin Owens too. Like,
hands down,
but like
best.
AJ probably doesn't have like the same mic work as Kevin Owens, but wrestling wise, he's probably 10 times better.
AJ's mic skills compared to Kevin Owens has him beat because he just knows how to get the crowd into it. AJ doesn't have bad mic skills though.
No, like I think like when he was in TNA, he was okay. Now I think he's like bad. He got so much better.
Yeah, like he can work it, and like he's a Georgia boy. You can hear it in his accent. You know what I'm saying? Like,
but like everything AJ's doing right now, I'm like, you are the perfect heel. You're the perfect face of SmackDown right now. Like when I think of SmackDown right now, I do think of AJ Styles.
That's what I think of.
So like I'm glad like they're pushing you more and more as a superstar. I'm gonna be surprised as to who's gonna take that belt from you.
Who can?
you gotta call up Joe. Call up Joe or call up Nakamura. I just want to see those rematches again. But, like, I bet you, like, I'm okay with Cena getting the belt back. He put a year in work where I'm just like, you actually put on good...
To an extent. All right,
like
so
now, like I told this to Jeff, and I think me and Jeff agreed, is like, if Cena ties Flair's record, I ain't gonna be pissed off. I'm just gonna be like, yeah, that's the thing that's supposed to happen, and that's the thing I want to see anyway. Because, like how people, like, claim Flair's record is, like, the biggest thing ever, when, like, 3 of those reigns came in the span of, like, 2 weeks from WCW, when Vince Russo was running it. I'm just like, some of those reigns are just, like, changing the title in a week. So I'm just like, I don't think the number of how many times you held the belt is that big. I think it's how long you hold the belt is important. So I'm just like, Cena can break that record. It'll be fine.
So, if Cena breaks the record, I will be okay with it happening at WrestleMania and losing or beating AJ Styles to it, because it'll just, their feud is on and off. And it's a really good feud, and AJ Styles has gotten the better of him every single time, you know, which is, to me, a nod to WWE creatives, because normally Kevin Owens got called up. He beat Cena. Immediately buried the Cena.
I wasn't said buried. Those matches were still great.
They were great.
Like, after that, though,
they pretty much
they didn't do jack shit with him.
Exactly.
Well, that's not Cena's fault, because they did the same shit with Sami Zayn right now. Zayn had this great feud with Owens. He won the feud. Owens wins the title. What the fuck is Zayn doing? He's like a tag team now. I'm just like, so the guy who won the match and put on one of my favorite matches of the year is doing nothing. Like, nothing. He wasn't even on the SummerSlam card. He was, like, on the pre-show, which not that many people watch.
I don't watch the pre-show.
So I'm just like, Zayn is doing nothing. He should be... Okay, I'm glad they're taking a pause from Owens versus Zayn, because we have seen it for, like, 2 years now.
I could see it.
I can see it again, but, like, I'm just like, I'm glad they're taking 2, because, like, we can see it because we kind of like these guys, but, like, I'm talking about, like, general audiences.
Yeah.
They probably get tired of seeing the same match over and over, so I'm glad they're taking a break. But, like, Zayn should be wrestling, like, Rollins, or at least wrestling Reigns for the U.S. title.
Yeah.
Like, Zayn's, like, bottom card, which makes no sense whatsoever.
I think they'll push him after Hell in a Cell, because aren't they doing Rusev and Roman Reigns inside the Hell in a Cell?
I'm pretty sure that's the last one, because then they'll be doing this thing for, like, 4 months.
No, that has to be the last one.
So, like,
Rusev needs to move on. Rollins is going to retain the belt.
If Owens wasn't a heel, if he was a face, I would have done Rusev versus Owens.
Yeah.
And move Rusev up. Because, like, their main event, I think it's only 2 people. It's Rollins and Owens.
And well, like, maybe Chris Jericho.
Yeah, maybe. But, like, SmackDown's main event, it's AJ, Ambrose, Cena, and you can kind of move Bray or Orton up there. Definitely Orton. You can definitely move Orton up there. You can
move Bray up there. You can move Orton's up there.
Because, like, that's what I think is going to happen after AJ's done with Ambrose. I think it's going to be Orton, AJ. Because that's a match we haven't seen.
Or they could do... Yeah. Because Orton can be a face.
Yeah. And AJ's still a heel.
Mm-hmm.
And now he's, like, killing all, like... Because, like, right now in the company, the 2 people who build up WWE in the past 10 years is Orton and Cena.
Mm-hmm.
So if he beats Orton, he's definitely beaten... Like, he's technically beaten WWE. An outsider came in and beat WWE.
Yeah.
So that will make sense.
And I like how they're keeping him, like... The first one, he was on Raw mostly before the brand split. It was all about, him in the club, and, like...
I remember, like, it was, like, you, me, and Jeff, we were upset that they split up the club.
No,
but now, like...
I was okay with it because I figured as long as they keep AJ relevant...
And maybe it was LD.
Yeah.
I think with LD, we were all upset, like, you finally build up the club, and now you split them up. I think splitting up is probably the best thing that can happen right now to AJ. Not to the club. Sorry, guys. But to AJ, it's probably the best thing that's happened to him because, like, he's like a main eventer. He's the top.
What do you think about the match at the match at No Mercy,
Triple threat.
the triple threat match.
I loved it. The ending was meh, but I loved the entire match. I was like, this
I
is
thought it was
amazing.
really good.
Like if
really,
the ending
really,
was
really
like
good.
like the ending needed to like work a little bit more, and it probably could have been like my favorite match of the year. But for what it is, it probably will be in my top 5.
It has to be.
Like right now, like it probably will be in my top 5. Like right now, like my number 1, I think it's Zayn and Nakamura still,
Oh my, that match.
and like number 2, it's AJ and Cena in SummerSlam.
I don't even put that as my number 2.
I put that in my number 2.
My number 2 is another NXT match.
Which one?
Gargano and Ciampa versus the Revival.
I'm surprised that's not on my top 5 since I was like sitting right there and I
That
was marking out.
match was amazing.
I think like I love the AJ and Cena one because it's like it's what I wanted Money in the Bank match to be, but better.
Yeah.
Because it was a clean win. It was an AJ win. And Cena just like made it look amazing. Everything was amazing. Like I love that match. I've seen it 3 times already.
So, has AJ had a bad match? Because I
This
can't
year?
think of one.
This year, no. Maybe Oh man, I was about to say what happened after Mania. No, he had those 2 good matches with Roman Reigns. Never mind. And then he had the
He put
Cena
Roman
one.
over in those matches
Maybe
too.
okay. I think maybe his worst one and still a good match is probably the Club versus Cena and Enzo and Cass. But it was still a good match. Like I think it's
Yeah.
probably though out of all the matches he's had on all the papers, that's probably like the worst one, and that's stretching.
I can honestly, so like he has a 3-year contract. I can see him by like mid next year in year 2. WWE is like, listen, man, we can't let you walk. Here's a contract. You're gonna sign this.
Well, I bet you like he probably let that 3 years go, and he bet you if he wants to like hang up the boots, he'll probably be a trainer.
I can't see him hanging it up yet. Like he's still like,
And he's still good, but like it's probably up to him because he probably like picked those 3 years to see if he wants to keep wrestling because he's getting like in 3 years what he'll be 41, 42.
41 maybe.
He's like 37, 38 right now, right?
But that's not bad.
It's not bad, but like he does
I
have
think-
like a shit ton of back problems.
I think he'll, after like a year and a half, they'll talk about contracts. He'll decline them for now. I think WWE will say, listen, take this time off, recover, get yourself back up to shape. And then he'll be like, you know what, this is what I love to do. And they'll like put it in his contract that he's going to have his WrestleMania moment. Because he hasn't had it yet.
He hasn't had it yet. But like I bet you if he wants to be a trainer, if they want him to be a trainer, I say he should be a part-timer and still be training, but I bet you I'd say, and this is not just to make him like lower, probably just to elevate it, move him down to NXT to be a trainer and work with the younger guys to elevate them.
Yeah.
After 3 years, because after 3 years we'll probably have our
Joe.
we'll have our Joe, we'll have Nakamura's,
Bobby Roode.
so we'll probably have those all
Aries.
the matches already done.
Ty Dillinger is going to get called up soon.
He should have been called up during the brand split. Like, I would not have drafted Mojo Rawley. I would have drafted Ty Dillinger for my mid-card scene.
Now, do you think he's going to be over?
Ty Dillinger?
So, like, if he goes to Raw...
If he goes to Raw, no. He's gonna get... Like, it's like they're going to chop his legs off.
Yeah.
He ain't going to do shit. If he goes to SmackDown, I can see him being a heel first. I can see Ty Dillinger versus Dolph Ziggler. But if he goes to Raw, nah. Like, Raw doesn't need any call-ups.
I don't think Raw just needs to, like, fix their writing crew.
Mm-hmm.
Because, like, they have talent and they're just not using them.
Because I'm just like, Raw's... Like, I remember I was telling Chris or Jeff, probably Jeff, that, like, when Bayley gets called up, she has to go to SmackDown, because that's where they need her. But then I looked at it again, I was like, no, Raw did need Bayley. Your women's division, like, all I can think of is 3 people, because the other ones are just, like, doing nothing.
But that's because they don't push them.
Exactly, so I'm just going, yeah, you need a 4th name, because, like, Charlotte, Sasha, or Nia, okay, the top 2 can probably lose the page, but Nia can't yet, because they're building her up. And, like, all 3 of them can't lose to, like, Summer Rae, or Alicia Fox, or Emma yet.
You know Paige is suspended again?
Yeah, 60 days. I'm just waiting for future endeavors. I feel like that's gonna happen soon.
Yeah.
And like wherever she goes, I hope she gets a good contract because she's still good. It just
That's the thing. So like SmackDown, to me, doesn't have the better divas, but they're just working with them better. You know what I'm saying?
They put them all on even ground. That's why.
Yeah.
Look, Carmella's hanging with Nikki Bella. Naomi can beat Alexa, but Alexa can almost beat Becky. Natalia has beaten a lot of them, so she's the veteran out of all of them.
But she loses to Becky.
Yeah, so like everyone's on even but Natalia beats everyone, loses to Becky. Becky kind of beats almost everyone. Carmella loses to Nikki, but Carmella can beat Naomi or Natalia on and off night.
They also
so like
have
everyone's
Naomi
like
relevant too.
So everyone's on even footing. So I'm just like, that's why your division works because you can put up any match and it'll kind of work.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I don't want to see Summer Rae versus Emma.
No.
So like that's why.
Like if you look back on Raw, how they had Naomi, it was like, oh, you're married with Jay.
I don't know which. Don't ask me how to tell the Usos apart because I still cannot.
I think she's married to Jay, but like she's married to one of the Usos. Okay, you're gonna be their cheerleader. Why?
So like, I know like the one that's coming back is Tamina.
Yeah.
She's going to SmackDown. That's fine.
You know who I wouldn't be surprised if who starts wrestling?
Yeah.
Maurice.
Was she good as a wrestler? I can't remember.
She was champion.
Bro, Kelly was champion too. She wasn't good.
She was hot.
I'm just saying, like, I can't remember if she was good. If she was good, sure, go ahead. But if just put her on a match with I guess with Naomi, she's a good worker. And see how it works out. If it doesn't work out, then it's a one-off. And do it on a house show. Don't do it on SmackDown. Just test it out first.
Yeah.
But like SmackDown, we had like Naomi versus Alexa Bliss. I was surprised they gave Naomi the win on No Mercy. I thought Alexa to build up the challenger.
Yeah.
It's weird. I think that was the one I was like not happy with. I was like, why? One was the one I wasn't happy with that wasn't on the show. The Kurt Hawkins match that we were told was gonna happen.
Oh yeah, he never made his official debut
on SmackDown either. But like on No Mercy, the match was supposed to be Kurt Hawkins versus James Ellsworth. I was like, where's this match? I want to see my James Ellsworth match.
I mean, you got it on SmackDown.
I got a better one on SmackDown because I'm pretty sure it's 20 times better than what would have been with him and Kurt Hawkins. But I'm just like, that was like one of my hype matches. Me and Jeff gave the match to James Ellsworth. That dude better be signed. I mean, he better have a contract. Dude, like, Jeff coined him. He's like the next Gilbert. I'm like, you're probably right. But I think he'll be more over than Gilbert.
Now what?
But like, No Mercy, I mean, it's weird that the title started first, but obviously started first so it doesn't compete with the presidential debate. But like, I would have thought Ziggler versus Miz would have been last. So like, the last thing being Bray Wyatt versus Randy Orton was weird.
It made sense.
Not really. Like, if it wasn't the main title, it should have been the career match, though.
Yeah, but now that you brought up the presidential debate, it made sense because like they figured a lot of people would tune into that.
Yeah.
And like, it was a good twist because everybody who probably cut off of it probably thought, okay, they're just gonna bury Bray Wyatt because they bury Bray Wyatt every time.
Every time he loses every one of his feuds.
So it was like a good way. Okay, you missed out on
Bray
Wyatt, and you missed out on the Luke Harper return.
I'm glad Luke Harper. Listen, I hope Luke Harper teams up with Eric Rowan and makes that tag team again. And just there's another tag team for the division. And it'll be imagine Luke Harper and Eric Rowan versus the American Alpha.
Now, my question is, I kind of felt as if Bray Wyatt had kind of like expelled Rowan from the Wyatt family because he just couldn't hang.
I don't know.
He kept losing.
It happens. What? Didn't this happen last year too? And the year before that when they split up?
Yeah.
So I'm just like, man, he's going to end up coming back again and again. It doesn't matter. So I just hope like Bray Wyatt finally gets a title shot. Finally wins it. And the Wyatt family, like Rowan and Harper, get the titles. Tag team titles. And there we go, man. We finally get what we wanted. We wanted this from... Do it at Mania.
Mania's seen this moment.
Mania's always seen his moment.
I know, that's the thing.
It's like gonna be like, okay, he didn't have one this year, so like just 10 years of him having moments. Like, if not, like, I'm waiting for the Shinsuke call-up, which is probably not gonna happen until after Mania anyway.
Not after me. I think it's gonna happen in April.
Mania is in April.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying. Like, it's either gonna happen
June? It'll probably
After
be after
Mania.
Brooklyn.
Oh, Brooklyn's August.
Yeah, it'll probably be after Brooklyn.
Again? Yeah.
Because it'll give him that year of...
Being champ.
Yeah.
Who takes the belt off him?
Bobby Roode.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I was saying, like, Bobby Roode takes it off him. Damn it, that means we're gonna have to wait, like, another year for Bobby Roode. Oh, fuck. I just want Bobby Roode in Mania. I want to hear the whole crowd. Man, I lost my voice singing that goddamn song in that crowd. So, like... But, like... It's like, that's the one thing, like, NXT, like, they have great wrestlers. They kind of don't have other great wrestlers to beat those wrestlers, to make them move up. Because, like, Bobby Roode, if you finally do that build-up, yeah, like, that can happen. I don't know who can beat Asuka.
Nobody.
Like, right now, they're building up Ember Moon. And I'm like, yeah, but, like, you have to build her up fast. Because, like,
I don't see
Asuka's
her
like,
beating Asuka.
Like, Asuka's just, like, killing, like, unless they do what they did with Paige and she just relinquished the title. And where does Asuka go? Raw? Put her on SmackDown. If you put her on SmackDown, you get my dream match of Becky Lynch versus Asuka in a submission match.
Isn't that Chris's dream match?
No, Chris wanted that match, but I wanted it as a submission match.
Okay.
I want to see who taps out who.
Because I feel like on SmackDown, they could actually, like, have her being dominant, but then work where they're like, okay, they're going to put you in, like, a triple threat match. So
That's
like,
how she loses titles.
That's how she loses.
And, like, on SmackDown, she'll have, like, viable contenders to lose.
Yeah.
So...
And, like, Austin Aries can be NXT champion.
I wanted him to get called up right away, and I wanted him, like, if Ziggler lost to Miz, I wanted the next challenger to be Austin Aries right away. Because Miz kept going on saying, like, he's, like, greatest person ever, and you just introduce Austin Aries as the greatest man alive.
The greatest man to ever live.
And then, like, boom, there's your feud right there. And Aries is so cool. Even though, like,
they could still do that in the future.
They could still do it, but, like, I like Aries more as the heel. Him as the heel is so much better.
He is an amazing heel.
So, like, I'm glad they turned him... Jeff's, like getting pissed off. I don't say pissed off. He's probably getting aggravated. It's, like, the only way people are getting over right now is if you turn him heel. Because, like, everyone trying to get over is just turning heel. And he's like, can't anyone just, like, be a face and get over? Like, nah. AJ's playing the heel, and you all still love him no matter what.
I mean, he was the face, and they still love him. But it's because it's AJ.
I'm glad he's number one right now. So glad he's number one. Like people were saying, like, who knows if he'll be number one if he goes to WWE and, like, Royal Rumble. Like, see, man, but that's everyone kept going, like, but that's Royal Rumble. That's, like, when a lot of people are, like, expecting, like, they're gonna boo Reigns no matter what.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, you're right. So I'm like,
So my thing with AJ that I really love about him right now, he has 3 viable finishers:
Calf Crusher,
Styles Clash, and the Phenomenal Forearm. Yeah.
Which is weird. Not that many people have 3 finishers. Ambrose just has Dirty Deeds.
I thought James Ellsworth broke his neck.
You saw that, right?
Yes.
The way, like, his head... I was like, oh, shit.
I was like, that's it for the Styles Clash. We're never seeing it again.
Like, when Ambrose dropped his arm, I was like, I wonder if that's selling, if that's legit right now. I was like, but, like, it looks like good selling. It looks like he can sell like a champ.
Yeah, because that looked like he just... Oh, man.
It looked like he broke his neck. I was like, oh, God.
My neck cringed, dude. I was like, poor guy.